师们，以及我们教务处的阅读推动的团队，还有所有的同学，大家早安。今天呢是我们这个学期第一场的中山讲堂。那其实在中山讲堂的安排上面，我们都很希望透过不同的主题，跟阅读、跟写作、跟我们开阔国际的视野有关的内容，来给我们校内的同学有一些新的一个想法。那今天的主题啊，其实也是主任一直非常想要来了解的，因为在我们的生活中，我们其实没有太多的机会，也许每个人的状况不同。以主任来说，我自己没有太多的机会跟一个不是土生土长的台湾人哈，就像Guy这样子，来自于不同的国家，然后有不同的文化背景，有不同的习惯的自己的语言。那他在看语言学习这件事情，他是什么样的观点以及他的经验？那今天呢讲座其实也因为我们学校的视听中心在整修中，所以这一次呢只能有更少的班级来实际的参加这个讲座，所以在场的4个班级非常的幸运哈，然后可以亲自的来聆听讲座。那希望待会呢大家可以用最专注的眼神给我们的Guy老师哈，就是满的回馈，然后好好的聆听一下不同的学习经验，那能够给大家有更多的成长。那在一开始就借用大家最热情的掌声，欢迎我们的Guy。
早安，今天我听说很多人想要我可以说中文，可是内容一点难，所以大部分是英文。我以前我会学法文，在英国我会学法文，在台湾我开始学中文。我住在泰国，所以我会说一点泰文。还有我住在韩国，所以我会说泰文吗？韩文没有，韩文。在英国我也会说我学德文，可是大部分是英文，因为内容很难。Right, I'm going to show you a video of a person who can speak 20 languages. And he tells you how the best way to learn languages. Let me show you the video.
Many times. Each story repeats the same vocabulary and the same structures about 4 or 5 times. A lot of high frequency verbs, a lot of conjunctions, because, although, on the other hand, however. And I listen to these many times. Each story repeats the same vocabulary and the same structures about 4 or 5 times. And so I start right into everyday common, I got up, had a cup of coffee, went to the store, whatever, I went to work. It's real situations. It's not going through customs like they like to have in language learning, books. And you just start in, you do a lot of listening, really, you let the language come at you, let the brain get a sense of the language, listen, and then read the same content, look up the words. So I always start on an iPhone, iPad, computer, so I can quickly look up words, save them for review. And at first it's all noise. And eventually it becomes meaning, because you're going over the same stuff over and over again. So that's, I would say, the initial 3 months. To get a toehold in the language, and then you have to very quickly push yourself away from beginner content, learner, content, written for a language, and go after the real stuff, newspaper articles, Netflix movies, and there's all kinds of ways of doing that. But I think the key is to get a toehold in the language with lots of repetition, and not worry too much about trying to memorize the grammar, because if you haven't had enough exposure to the language, enough experience with the language, the grammar explanations are difficult to understand, difficult to remember, and almost impossible to apply. You can't be thinking of them as you're trying to speak. You have to develop habits. And that's best done through this massive when we start in a new language, typically we're motivated. Now, some people start quite right away, so those people were never really very motivated. But if you are motivated, the first sort of 2-3 months is sort of the honeymoon period. It's a steep climb because at first everything is noise, you know nothing. But in a very short period of time, you actually know something, you understand something, you can say something. There's a great sense of achievement. And of course, you're dealing with typically a lot of high frequency words, so they come up all the time in the content you're listening to, and you listen to it more than once, hopefully. And so you have a sense of achievement. But then you reach a point where, the frequency drops off very quickly in any language. So very soon you're trying to learn words that don't show up that well. So that becomes a little frustrating. And so you go through, so you've got on the steep part of the hockey stick, and now you're on the shaft of the hockey stick, and it looks like you're not getting anywhere. You just feel like you're forever facing more and more new words. You're listening again and again, you don't understand. You have a sense that you're not making progress, whereas in the first 3 months, you're going from zero, climbing a steep hill on a hockey stick, but you have a sense that you're doing something. Whereas the long shaft of the hockey stick is the difficult part, and you just have to stay the course. And hopefully, you can move to content of interest to you, which in my case is history. And so you're not sort of deliberately trying to learn the language. You are listening to and reading things of interest to you, and learning these things, and learning about these things, about the country, or your Benny, or into Netflix, or whatever, songs, anime, or Japanese. And so you're enjoying all of that, and without realizing it, you're learning the language. But that's how you sort of continue on that path, that long, long path, which is the long.
Okay, so what he was saying, it's important to find things you enjoy doing. So for me, I like music and I like movies. So if I try to watch the movies, I love Korean movies. So when I was in Korea, I used to watch a lot of Korean movies to try to help me. So how did I get interested in learning languages? Right, so these here are the most spoken languages in the world. You speak it already, Mandarin, English, India, so they speak Hindi, Spanish. Let's see, so Spanish, can anybody tell me a country apart from Spain that speaks Spanish? So Spanish is the 4th most spoken language. Anybody can tell me a country not Spain that speaks Spanish? Not Spain, that's where it started. I don't know all the names in Chinese for all the countries, so let's see. They speak Portuguese there, they speak Portuguese. Yeah, well done, brilliant, great job, well done. Right, so these are the most spoken languages. The 3 most difficult. You already speak one of them. So Mandarin is one of the most difficult. Russian is the other most difficult. It's not on here. Ah, there you go. Arabic, they're the 3 most difficult to learn. 3 most difficult. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Like, maybe, yeah, that's harder. I don't speak Taiwanese, it's harder. But these are the most spoken languages. Not many people speak Taiwanese. Right. So, how did I get interested in working overseas and start to learn languages? Well, when I was young, my family used to take me on holidays to Spain and France when I was a kid. And I'd always try to practice. So I remember when I went to the restaurant in Spain when I was a little kid, and I used to ask for the bill, la cuenta por favor, like, can I have the bill please? So I always tried, even when I was a small kid, to try to practice a little bit. My mum and dad always used to make me do difficult things as well. They'd send me to camps, just say, go off you go, away you go on your own, and I just go, I didn't know anyone, and I just do it. So that's what got me used to doing more difficult things. And in England, in school, normally, you learn 2 languages. So I studied French and German. I can't really remember German, but I was always quite good at French. And I used to go and stay with a German and French family when I was a kid as well. Like 14, I used to go to France for 2 weeks and stay with people. So that's how I got interested in traveling. Right? So why should we try to learn languages? So number 1, I've said connect with the world, try to learn about different people. So you can learn the real culture. If you go somewhere and you can't speak any words, you're always a foreigner, you're always a tourist. So it's good because you can travel around the world and you can make lots of different friends from different countries as well. And that makes you a more creative person because you can see the good things and the bad things about your own culture and your own things that you like. Some are good, some are bad. So different ideas is important. So what did I do? Here's some pictures here. This was quite a long time ago when I lived in Korea in 2006. That's a couple of friends from Romania. It's not on there, Romania, and I met them in Indonesia, and that's me in Spain, in Barcelona, when I went to the stadium. So I've been to over 30 countries. I'm in Nepal, Canada, Germany, Australia, and I've lived in 8 countries: Korea, America, France, Thailand, and I've got friends from all over the world. Right, what else can you do? You can get a better job if you can speak languages well. So, here, let's have a look. Here is America, and here is what the normal people learn. So most people in America speak Spanish as the other language. But if you can speak French or German, you get a lot more money. And Taiwan wants to be this, bilingual, by 2030. So they want English to be another language. So why do people want to do that? I think 3 reasons. Get more tourism. Most people in England don't know anything about Taiwan. And my friends have been to a lot more countries than me. Most people in Europe don't know about Taiwan. They do now because of COVID, and they've done well. But before, they didn't know. What else? Improve business, and to make Taiwan look better around the world. So, if you're bilingual, that's how much more money you can get if you're bilingual. What else? So what did I do? So I'm lucky that I can speak English. I can go to lots of different countries around the world. So I'm lucky. And why did I do that? So my professor in university said to me, you should go to do that. It'll be good, and I did. This here is all the people I worked with when I taught in France. I taught in a French school for a bit. And these here, these are all my kids I used to teach in England. So my school in Manchester, there were kids from 23 different countries. So lots and lots of different places. Right, what else? You can make your brain better. These things. You get better memory, better critical thinking, think of new ideas, you can make better decisions, and it stops you getting disease when you get old. Makes your brain strong. What else? Okay, so, means you can think quickly and change your ideas. So this is what I try to think. I don't try to say, I can't do it. I try to say, I'll keep trying. I don't say, I don't know how to do it. I try to say, I'm going to try to learn. So I always try to think, I don't know it, but I'll try to get better. Right. Also, you can understand and learn about different cultures. So, for example, you can learn about different art, music and movies, and you get more respect for different countries. I think this is very interesting. This is what I think. This is Western thinking. This is what you think. This is in Taiwan, very different. So, what do I think? Me, I'm the most important person. I'm important. What do you think? You're quite small. What do I think? Everybody should do their own thing. What do you think? The group is more important. What do you think? What I think is what I say. What you think? You're sad. You look happy. What else? Other ones that I think are true. We're all the same. That's what I think. You think one person's more important than the other people. So different things, it helps me understand. Even though I think differently, I understand why you think the way you think. Right. So what things have I learned? Okay, some things that I've learned, I'll show you a couple of videos. Some rap my French friend showed me, I'll show you that. This is one of my favorite movies in Korea. And when I went to Thailand, I learned about Buddhism and became a Buddhist. So let me show you. So this is some French rap my friend showed me. Right, so that's some French rap that I like that my friend showed me from when I was in France. This is my favourite movie when I was in Korea. I'll only show you a little bit because it's quite violent. You shouldn't really watch it, just a little bit. Let's watch a little bit, it's not very big. What's going on? Gangsters, lots of people fighting, I like this. This is my favourite Korean movie. Anyway, there's a lot of fighting, it's a really cool Old Boy. This one. Lots of people fighting. I'll only show you a bit because that's quite violent. Anyway, only a little bit. You can watch that yourself. Right? What else? Right, what else can... So, for example, right, you say foreigner to all people who are not from Taiwan. But there's lots of difference. Like all people in Taiwan are different. People in Taipei are different from people in Kaohsiung. Same all the countries. So in England and America we speak the same language. We're totally different people. Here's just some words to show you. Like what do I say? Football. What do Americans say? Soccer. What else? I say the word mum. They spell it differently. What else? I say autumn. They say fall. But that's just the words. The culture is totally different, even though it's the same language. Right? What else can you do? You can travel to different countries, work or study abroad. So if you speak a different language, you can go to the local places. You can also work in another country and you can study. So I taught, before I used to teach in Beida Gautong, and I helped some students who went to go and live in America. They're living there now, so. Right, what have I done? Let me show you. So here's my mum and dad when we went to some French people's house. This was in Jinmen, and that's my wife, and that's a guy we met, and he lived in Australia, and my wife lived in Australia as well. So we met, we went to their house. And that's me when I was in Thailand. So I've been to lots of different places and met lots of people. Right, what else can you do? You can find information really easily on the internet. So if you can speak a bit of English, this is what you can find on the internet. Same with Mandarin, you can find this. Easier to find information on the internet. Alright, what else? So when you've learnt one language, the guy at the start can speak 20. Much easier to learn more. So when I started to learn French, easier to learn German, easier to learn Korean, because I can already do. So for you, the easiest ones, Japanese and Korean, similar. For me, easiest ones, French, Spanish, Italian, similar to English, similar. Right, what have I done? So what do I think? If you live in another country for a little bit of time, it's important to try to learn the language. It's very rude, I think, if you can't. If you came to England and didn't learn English, I'd be quite upset. I think it's important to try to learn the language. Right, I was lucky at school because I learned 2 languages, French and German. So I started with 2. And even though French and Korean are very, very different, I learned the same kind of ways to learn them, like watching movies, listening to music. That's how I tried to learn them. Also, you get more confidence, you can do stuff. Okay, so when you make a mistake, you learn from it, you get more confident. Oh, I can do that. If I try, I can do it. I can, not I can't. Okay? My Chinese is not perfect. My Chinese is like in the middle. I know my level, but I just talk to people. From day one, I just try to talk to people. I don't care if I make a mistake. You can understand what I say. The grammar might not be right, but if I don't try, I don't get better. That's what I think. That's what I think. Right? And so it's good to make mistakes. It's good to fail. That's how you learn. If you don't try, you can't be successful. You need to try. Try to make a mistake, try to learn. Right, what else? I've got better decision making. I can think of things better. So in a different language, we take more time to decide what to do. And if we take time to decide, it also helps when we try to decide things in our normal life. So it's helpful. And I'm better at doing things now. I don't need other people's help. And also, I've learned more about my own culture. What's good about England? What's bad about England? So what do I think are the best things about England? Right, show you in a minute. I think the music, best in the world, definitely. What else do I like? The socialising, people are good at going out. And I love it that England's multicultural, people from many, many different countries together. I love that, I think that's great. Let me show you a video of things I like. So some music, here's a couple of music festivals in England that I go to that I like. You get the idea. Okay, so I love going to music festivals. I go to some in Taiwan as well. So, but there's good things about England, but there's also bad things that I don't like. What don't I like? Some people like to complain and say bad things. Okay? The people not, when I lived in America, the people much more friendly in America than in England. And also the weather. So there's good things I love about England and I miss. There's things I don't like. So you learn that, what is good, what is bad. Right, I've done a lot of talking, I'm bored now. So what you're going to do is have a little talk and try with the people, and let's see if we can find, what did I say? Why should we try to learn a new language? I told you a few different things, maybe 8 or 9. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 minutes to talk to the people next to you. Try to remember, why should we try to learn a new language? Why is it good? Right, I've had enough talking. Give you 1 or 2 minutes, have a little talk. Why should we try to learn? Right, that's enough time. You've had 1 or 2 minutes. Right, let's see. Anybody help me? Anybody can tell me? Anybody can tell me any of the reasons why I think or why you should learn a language, why it's good? Anyone tell me? Any helpers? Let's see. Can get a better job, lovely, well done, super job. I'll show you in a minute. Can get a better job, wonderful. Anybody tell me a different one? Can get a better job if you can speak a few languages. Any other reasons? Any more? Get a better job, wonderful. Any other reasons? Any other reasons? Any more? Got one over here, go. Yeah, you can learn stuff on the internet easily. Brilliant, well done, good job. Get more information, perfect. And there was one at the back. I saw one more at the back. Also, I think because people speak, if you speak Chinese, I've got to listen carefully. That's okay, but other people are talking. There's no way I could understand what you're saying otherwise. You got to. Other people need to be quiet so I can listen carefully. But other people have got to be quiet. I've got no chance of understanding what you said otherwise. Yeah, brilliant, lovely, super job, well done. Right, we've only got 5 minutes, so that's enough. Let me show. Okay, so let me show you then. So, what did you say? Cultural awareness, learn different cultures. Get a better job. get more information, maybe that, and find more information. Right, very quickly, so I've got one more then. So, you have been learning English, some of you, for a very long time. Maybe at my old school, some people started to learn French, Italian, Vietnamese, Thai. So, I'll give you 1 minute again. What have you learned by learning another language? Anything that you, not what I say, what have you learned in the time you've been learning? Anything you've learned, why has it helped you? Right, I'll give you 1 minute to talk again. 1 minute, anything you've learned. Right, let's see, we've only got a couple of minutes and I want to show you a couple more slides really quickly. Right, let's see, just pick one. Anybody like to tell me something you've learned by learning any language that you didn't know before? Anything at all you've learned? One thing, anything at all you've learned? Any helpers? Here we go, let's see.
I can use different language to talk to
other people, foreigners, lovely. Okay, so you were able to talk to other people. Well done, lovely, good job. Let me show you. This is what I think you've learned, right? You've maybe learned a bit about Taiwanese culture, like I said. The good things, the bad things, some are good, some are bad. Maybe you've been to travel in different countries and had to speak a different language. Well, not for me, I hate this, but you might like. And you might know about different countries' music. Right, super quickly, we've got 2 minutes. So, I've got some tips on what I think are the best ways to learn. Right, talk. Best one. Got 2 minutes left, real quick. Right. Like I said, this is the way I learn. I don't sit down with a book and start to write like you learn. I think that is very boring. I hate that. So I try to talk to people and watch things. So 1 hour talking is better than 5 hours in the classroom. You learn way more, okay? What else? Spend more time doing it. Try to do more. For example, 3 to 4 hours a day is better than 1 hour for a longer time. Try to do it for longer rather than shorter. And this is important. You've got to repeat it many times. What else? Learn the right words, not the wrong words. So for example, in English, there's 300 words that make up 65% of all the words. Learn the right words, it will help you. Thank you. Learn the right words, not the wrong words. Learn words which are similar. So for example, in English, the word typhoon, we got it from Taiwan, it came directly. We got it from the Chinese, from Taiwan. The word coffee, cafe, very similar. Try to learn words which are similar in your own language. Right, try to use mnemonics. That's a hard one. What does it mean? Ways to remember. Ways to remember. How to spell the word because. Big elephants can always understand small elephants. Ways to remember. The word for cat in Spanish is gato. So what do I try to remember? A cat sitting on a gate. Okay? Ways to remember. Why are we learning? What's the point? Are you learning because you need it for work or school? Are you learning to learn about a new culture? Or do you want to travel? Why are you learning? What's the point? If you know that, you can learn the right things. Right, it's good to make mistakes. Try to make mistakes. Best way to learn. What else? Set smart goals. So, what do I want to do? Right, my goal. I want to get better at speaking. How am I going to do that? I want to have a 2-minute talk with a foreigner. Be able to talk to them. Can I do that? Yes. Is it helpful? How long do I want to do that? Right, I want to be able to talk to a foreigner for 2 minutes in 1 month. Then I can practice. What else? Try to copy native speakers. So when I try to learn Chinese, I try to copy what you're doing. And yeah, have we got time? There you go. Have we got 1 minute? Right, last one then. What do you think is the best way to learn? How do you learn? I'm going to give you 1 minute and then we're finished. What do you think? I've told you what I think is the best way. Maybe I'm not right though. What do you think is the best way for you? How do you learn? How do you learn? This is the last one then, let's see. Anyone want to tell me, how do you find the best way to learn any language? What do you do? Like I said, for me, watch movies, talk to people, best way for me. What do you think is the best way for you? What's the best way for you? Okay, talk to people, same as me, right? Right, we're out of time, people. I hope, there we go, we're out of time. Thank you very much, everybody.
Guy老师呢，在短短的35分钟内，带着我们去感受。